Go see, mama.
Fake as hell. I don't think
But
Natalie
we
being fake as
always
hell.
just backstage, and I asked them, I said, don't y'all have an issue?
Exactly.
DTB said, no, we're good. She said she good, she said she was good. So we
Hey
always...
y'all, this is your girl Freedom and welcome to my channel. And you already know, so we going into the Baddies Reunion, y'all. And then so now we got Emma coming through. You feel me? Doing her big one. All right, we got Summer, none other. Outfit is cute. She look good. Love the fit. Then we got Jazz. Jazz over here looking like a little Kim over here doing her big one. And then here we got Big Lex and Pretty P. I love this corset outfit. She looks so good. Love the hair. We got Bad Dolly. She over here ready to square up. Feel me? Now we got Tink Gabella. Okay. Let's go, Tink. Let's go. And here we go, Big Ivory. She looks so pretty. Love the outfit. Jaden stepping out, looking good. Love the color. Love the makeup. Big Biggie. Biggie looks so good. This outfit is cute, giving me like the little Tommy Pew Pew scene vibe. And then here we go with Slim. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, Slim. Mel's just like, okay, I'm just ready to square up. You feel me? Jayla looked pretty. I love the outfit. The fur is nice. The outfit nice. Rolly always got the short hair at the reunion. You know what I'm saying? DTB got the custom outfit again over here as the champ. I'm like, all right, cool. Taseki look cute. I love that she just, came on a girly tip. Scotty's outfit is fire. The hair's fire. Dog is cute. Bobby lights. Here we go, y'all. And now we got Natalie over here stepping out with the lingerie. And here we go with Saucy Santana. Some people say he wore the same outfit, which I think. Then we got Anna. I think this outfit is very cute. I love the blue. And so now we got the scene, and then we got Dolly, Summer, and Lex. They're over here like welcoming Rolly. And they sitting here, about to talk about how Summer versus Rolly at the auditions, because they ended up fighting and stuff like that with the girl. Um, Summer over here accused her of like setting somebody up. So, Rolly's like, I was hurt and stuff like that, but I always give y'all props and stuff like that. So, it was interesting. But we got Pretty P, Jazz, and Ivory, and they all look very cute and they pretty. And I love the energy, the outfits, the vibes. I'm like, yes. So now we got Anna. And you know what I'm saying? She about to put all these bees in detention. And they over here just chopping it up, popping it. They go back to Ivory, Jazz, and Pretty P. And then Anna, no, I mean Scotty and Biggie. They over here talking about like Rolly and Slim, and basically like Scotty's saying that, oh, she felt like Slim, that Rolly was bullying Slim when she looked back on the scene. And I mean, everybody has an image to uphold, but at the same time, Anna's just like, well, Slim, it's hard for you because you have to stand up for yourself, and it's like you signed up for it. But at the same time, it wasn't like she wasn't fighting. You know what I mean? So now we got Jayla. So Tink over here, she covering her stomach. So wink, 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 wink. And she over here, they talking about her and Jayla. Nunu brought it up, and Jayla like, oh yeah, like Tink, like basically, she like, why you telling somebody the ops about my business and stuff like that? And they get into a heated discussion, but Tink is like, listen, Jayla, you could have been apologized, you could have been said something, and she like, before I even said anything, Jayla is like, she like, I got tears in my eyes right now, and then Tink is like, okay, so what though? And then Tink is just like, oh, I'm always a loyal person, like I came in and stood on business when it came to my friends and the people that I rocked with when I came. And she like telling her like basically you fake because whoever you're around, that's who you want to talk about, and I'm not really with it. And so I mean, yeah, I feel like both of them they make valid points. Jaden, she over here like, yeah, what's really good, but Jazz is over here like the Maddies, aka Summer, is over here like I already gotta come for her and do my big one. And Jazz is over it. She was like, I ain't even come here for this. And Biggie's over here like, so what you gonna do? Like, Rolly probably feels some kind of way because, you're her friend and basically like you shouldn't have said nothing about it. And then they're talking about like who wants to fight who. And considering that Biggie don't be fighting at all, I don't know. I should be asking all the questions, but we're back with Jazz, you know what I'm saying? And she like, once again, she over it. Scotty, she is over it. But she looks really pretty. Love the style. And then, I'm like saying, like they were talking about the boom and Anna. She over here, like she be popping it, but Anna still be in the paint. So at the end of the day, this whole thing with her and Lex, can't wait to see it. So Summer and Dolly, they sitting here chopping it up. And then here comes Emma. Now Emma was doing her big one when it came to Summer. She was clocking her, but Dolly got that girl. And look at Lex. Lex was trying to split it up, so it wasn't no jumping, but it was a jump. And this right here, Dolly was just mopping her, mop, 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 mop. It was crazy. I was like, dang, Emma, dang. I was like, yo, Dolly wild out. She bugged out on her, like, and then Summer was like still trying to get at her, but it was like, girl, you, all of that. Where's that energy for Ivory? Because you were saying that Ivory was the ringleader, so yeah, it was crazy, but so Ivory, she said, she not even squaring up, but it was just crazy how they went and got Emma. Now look at this, y'all. Emma was leaking. Dolly whooped Emma up, yo. I mean, dang, she didn't even get a chance. Like, and she was still doing her fair one. So my whole thing is for Dolly to even square up when she even said even before that she knew that she was wrong. That was crazy. Um, Yeah, it's wild. That was wild. They was like, oh, she had a nose ring. They're like, no, Dolly just whooped her up. Period. Like, and this thing with Summer, I mean, she gonna have to run those fades. She got to run those fades. And I did feel bad, but girl, you still was trying to bully Scotty, so I guess it is what it is. So now we got Janisha and Saucy. They sitting here chopping it up as well. And Janisha always looked cute. Love it. The blaze on top. And then when she popped out, it was like, yes. Natalie, she did switch out of this outfit very quick. However, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that Mel was scary, or do you think that she was being set up? I do think that there was a borderline of her being set up. Um, yeah, because there was no way that by the time she was leaving, then all of a sudden, um, Ivory was at the bottom of the staircase. So that was a little too much of a good timing. Whether that was editing, but that was like, and she said it, so it was like, okay, in real time, like, nah. So Ivory versus Mel, they arguing. Ivory says she's scary for not fighting again. Mel thinks she's getting jumped. So Natalie manipulation saying to Mel that she wants to get casted for that she would not be able to get casted for baddies, but she was popping a lot of talk. So Natalie is calling Mel scary, and Ivory's talking about she want to be breaking draws, and then the whole thing too. We want to give some honors and some shout out to Beat King. So we outside tonight. We outside tonight. Pour me up. So basically, he has transitioned, y'all. And so um I think that they should have some kind of like talk as far as like some acknowledgement if they doing songs and stuff with people like that. But it is what it is. But so now we got the audience members coming in. We got Bobby Lights. Um, and I think his outfit is cute or whatever. Yeah, I like him as a host. I think that he's really, really personable and he do a really, really great job. Natalie, she's stepping out on the stage. So y'all, what y'all think about Natalie outfit? You know what I'm saying? Giving? So what you think? What you think? This probably was like definitely y'all already like know. Clipped. We already got a prelude, y'all. But at least like Jayla, they over here getting ready. They leaving. Like that. Look in the mirror. Sitting here, sitting pretty. I wonder if Jaden and Biggie. Yeah, I think that at this reunion, but yeah, probably, probably not as entertaining as all the other fights I'm anticipating. But Saucy and Janisha, they were saying like who they expecting to like fight, do their big one. And Saucy said that his favorite baddie is Summer, His least favorite is Tinka. Let's give it up for Janisha outfit. But look at Saucy saying she gonna get beat up, but she gonna say, "Listen, she's good for TV." And he's talking about Summer, that's his favorite. But Saucy is like, "We're not gonna be using no inter reserves, and no size matters, no BS." And Saucy ain't with none of that excuses. He's like, "Listen, we want to see the fights. This is what we want. We want the entertainment." Summer's getting litty. Yo, Summer, oh my mama, Summer is dope. Definitely was a energy, and definitely a force to be reckoned with. Definitely for TV on Baddies. So she definitely did her big one. And Janisha, like, listen, they be sitting here talking about stuff in the confessionals, but in person, where's that same energy? And so it is interesting. This time in the reunion, she did acknowledge Scotty was the body okay though. All right. All right, so we got the CEO. She come back out. So this is why I feel like they definitely was cutting the scenes, or had some time probably earlier. Maybe it was taped and then, further down because she changed her outfit. So Natalie's on the stage and she's over here like, I got some tea. I got some tea that I witnessed. And Natalie's sitting here hyping up the crowd. She said that she saw that Ivory sent Mel packing, which wasn't all the way true because there was definitely a little bit of some manipulation going on. We already know how Matt gets down, but at the end of the day, this is all TV, so it is what it is. And Mel at the same time was popping stuff online at the reunion. She wanted fades, and so now it's like, okay, girl, you don't know how much people's fighting, but hey, at the same time, you know what I mean? Don't put yourself out there like that for people to try you because they definitely will try you, especially for the queens. So, y'all, we got the one and only DTB with the fit, okay? Body T. And she said then she hugs Natalie. Natalie smacks her butt. DTB smacks the mess out of Natalie. So Natalie keep trying to get at her. And um it was just too funny. This is how you do it, okay? Natalie was popping a lot of smack about DTB with the two from last season, with the chain in this season, giving out 3 chains. You know what I mean? And they're like, Jayla is like, wait, hold on, that's my friend. Like, what's going on? And I love Jayla with the blonde and the long hair. She is very, very pretty. And this was just really hilarious because they were like, listen, we were just in the back just chilling and vibing. But of course, if you was going to sneak somebody, you can't tell them you're playing. See that's how you do it. She was like, listen, remember you were sitting here saying all of this stuff online? Natalie was like, she thinks she was going to get ready all the time. And it's like, that is just too funny, man. Because my thing is like with Ivory Square with Natalie for switching the room tags with Big Lex, because now that she's seen that she did it, like what's going to happen about that? You know what I'm saying? At least DTB stood on some kind of business, try to, stand up for herself, you know what I mean? Because she couldn't get in her last reunion. So this one, she was like, listen, you're not going to get me again. So who do y'all feel won? Was it Natalie or DTB? And do you think that DTB was giving the ET energy that Natalie, Scotty was describing? Because they're like, listen, we was just out there. So I was just giving like something that ET would do. You know what I'm saying? But it was way more calculated. And the difference between DTB and Scotty is the fact that Scotty, you let Natalie beat you up on TV for something that you really didn't do. And she tried you more than once. And you never did that back. So, hey, it is what it is. And at the same time, Natalie said DTP ain't coming back on a set or on Baddies, period. And she's back on both. So I don't know, y'all. What y'all think? Who y'all think was right? Who y'all think was wrong? Okay. But Natalie's like, listen, it is my show. She got to go. And we know that DTB ain't going nowhere. She came back on the set. So yeah. Do y'all think Natalie has a lot of power as far as which, or she's doing this because it's a part of TV? Because you already know, like, this is still business. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely funny. Now, Natalie is definitely a part of the cast. So, you know, she did get touched. It happens. Always got to keep your head on the swivel, right? Um, so here comes Jayla coming out officially. And she over here, she did the hair flip, woo, woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? And Natalie is like, oh, it's my show, and I ain't gonna let nobody disrespect me. She always do this. And then if Scotty's not there to beat up on, she just gonna keep popping mess. So, and Scotty and Rolly, They're sitting here like going back and forth. Scotty's like, listen, Rolly, I'm ready. I'm prepared. Okay, so what's up? Was
Rolly
really,
versus
really good.
Jayla.
Jayla says that she feels disrespected and Rolly blocked her. Jayla said she apologized, yet Rolly still blocked her on social media and tagged her on social media. Um Rolly and Jayla did make up, but I don't know. I just kind of feel like Rolly be picking and choosing a little bit too much on who she selectively wants to be cool with and who she feels like she could quote unquote beat or whatever. And so I don't think that she really wanted to square it up with Jayla because she already knew she had the fades. So yeah, that's just my opinion. But what do y'all think? Did y'all feel like Rolly was right? Did you feel like Jayla was wrong or vice versa? Jayla was right, Rolly was wrong. What y'all thoughts? Oh yeah, also Jayla did have a recent interview and she was talking about how even with Rolly getting her body done and stuff like that, um, that doesn't make her a baddie, allegedly. Okay. Y'all can check it out for yourselves. It's on YouTube. And I feel like a part of this is true, especially when Rolly was in the previous scene with Summer and them, and she was like, "Oh, I got the official cutest dog," and it's like, "Okay, but Scotty got one, then Anna got one, so now you're getting one." Okay, cool. And then the other thing is too, um, yeah, I think that Rolly, she's like using Jayla and Scotty to look like a baddie, you know what I'm saying, and to climb her way up socially, but it's like at the same time, it's like people still clocking your T and see the obvious, like in my opinion. But what are your thoughts? Here they go, they make up and stuff like that. And yep, we're ready for Natalie to come back and DTB is gonna come back. Also, another reason why I feel this way is because my thing is that Rolly exposed Scotty for saying that she was talking about Natalie, right? So that's why her and Summer got into it with the whole thing with Anna, right? This is how this whole thing played out. However, when it came to the pop house scene, she sat there and said, Natalie, I'm not going to do this to you, right? Because she know that that's her boss, right? So she not checking that, even though she quote unquote tried to, or whatever the case is. Then the whole thing was with that when Natalie was like, "Oh yeah, you ain't getting to the field," you know what I'm saying, at the table. Natalie was talking about Scotty behind her back to Rolly, but she never said nothing. So my whole thing is that when Natalie did it for you, but you say you was tired of the back and forth with Scotty and this and that, but Scotty was the only one that told you that Natalie was talking about you. So now that you know, you're over here like, oh, I'm going to be cool with her. Like, it's just giving, like, I just want to fit in really bad. And I feel like Scotty apologized. So I still feel like for Rolly to even still continue to go on, it still is like, oh, I'm just trying to get in with Natalie. And my whole thing is like, yeah, here we go with Natalie. Can nobody tell me ish about Scotty? But for AB, I really feel bad and I should have stopped. Like, first of all, it's like, listen, she feels that way, you feel that way, but she still stood by you. So regardless or not, she still look bad. So I just feel like, Rolly, just take accountability for your actions and what people feel about you. Because outside of Scotty feeling that way, we felt the same exact way. You definitely was doing the most, and you was tossing her. You smacked her when she wasn't looking. When she was talking to Natalie, it was just too much, and it was definitely giving bully. Okay, it was giving reverse racism. Schmism, okay? See, did she just say that Natalie never did no ish like this to me? Like, listen, we watched the show, but that ish right there, that ish hurt my feelings. Why hurt your feelings when it was the truth? You was definitely bullying. Um, and it was just a Rolly hate train. No, take accountability. You was a bully. We saw you definitely beat this girl up. Like, and she was definitely giving you snacks, and you let Summer disrespect your help. And that's what Ivory called you out about. And it's like, no. Like, you're not gonna slide. And yeah, you probably did it for a storyline, but Rolly is like, she flip floppy, um, in my personal opinion. And listen, look at Scotty. She over here like, Rolly. I didn't mean it, Rolly, but what's up? You know what I'm saying? So they ain't really come to no resolution. But I don't know. I just still feel like it's because Rolly is trying to take Scotty's spot, and by Natalie talking to her, that makes her more of an ally. So she's not going to violate Natalie because she want to be close with Natalie and get the benefits that she perceives Scotty to have. Even though she said, "Oh, Natalie's not your real friend. Natalie does this." In what Baddies South, it's like, all right, girl, yeah, you just be switching up. Anyways, um, so Taseki outfit is fire. She's looking T. So y'all look at Tink, and she is pregos, okay, and she is 4 months, and she looks so beautiful. She sit there, she just drops it down, bam, bam, and so she ain't gonna be able to fight and none of that stuff. But she said she gonna square her up a little later when she get all healed up again. You feel me? All right, y'all. So we already know that Tinkerbell is pregnant, and then now DTB come back out, and now it's Rolly versus DTB. Who do y'all think won? I'm glad DTB had to get up on Rolly, because Rolly definitely was a bully. And I'm glad that Scotty stood on business and was like, listen, regardless of now, you be my friend. I still felt like you violated Slim. But hey, y'all, this is the next week's episode. Thank you for tuning in.
Hi, bitch! I want to bring out some more baddies. Can we take a second, guys, please?
Welcome to Baddies, everybody whooping everybody. I'm just running backstage.
I'm on the stairs.
Wow.
Oh, she want a cake.
Crowd, I need y'all to simmer down. I love your energy, but let's simmer down.
Go see, mama. Hey, I don't think
But
Natalie
we
being fake
always
as hell.
just backstage, and I asked them, I said, don't y'all have an issue?
Exactly.
DTB said, no, we're good. She said she good, she said she was good. So we always...
Hey y'all, this is your girl Freedom, and welcome to my channel.